Welcome to the introductory class of Communication and Media Theories. I am your professor, Rachel Ikan. Before we can talk about media and communication theories, we have to first understand what is a theory. Is it a guess? Or is it a hypothesis? When we say we are guessing, it means that we do not have any true knowledge about something. We are giving a conclusion or an opinion or data without sufficient information or evidence of it being correct. I can say, I guess it's going to rain tomorrow. Without looking at the weather station or the Pag-asa website. Or I can make a hypothesis that I suppose my internet will malfunction tomorrow because it will rain. Now, maybe I have a little experience that every time it rains, my internet goes bust. But do I have anything conclusive? Unless I have actually studied and monitored my internet usage every time it rained, then I have really nothing to go on. So a hypothesis is based on limited evidence as a starting point for further investigation. So technically, when we talk about theory, we're talking about a theory is a careful, thought-out explanation for observations of the natural world that has been constructed using the scientific method, which means gathering evidence, making experiments, observing nature, etc., which brings together many facts and hypotheses. Or to put it in more simpler terms, theories explain the how and the why something functions the way it does. What do we mean when we say communication and media theories? So technically, when we talk about communication, we mean the process of generating meaning by sending and receiving verbal and non-verbal symbols and signs that are influenced by multiple contexts. So we can have a conversation. I can give you a thumbs up. If you understand what I mean, then we are having a communication between us. If I am not understood, then we could say that there was an attempt at communication. It's just that it failed. Communication is also social interaction through messages, whether electronic or face-to-face. What is media? Media is the channels or the tools by which we send information or carry out conversations. So, we know what media is. We use it every day, from the time we wake up to the time we go to bed. These are tools, technically speaking, these are tools used to store, process, and transmit information or data to a wide audience. Theory is often related to functions of media. The mass media serves several general and many specific functions. In general, mass media serves information, interpretation, instructive, bonding, and diversion functions. And we will see how these functions actually translates to the development of theory. First, the information function. We have a need for information to satisfy curiosity, reduce uncertainty, and better understand how we fit into the world. But right now, our main problem is because of the advent of social media, there is a proliferation of misinformation and worse, disinformation. The disinformation being um, false information that is deliberately spread to manipulate the audience, to mislead the audience for such a very unscrupulous for unscrupulous reasons, or to confuse the audience, or to try in an attempt to destroy our trust in media. The interpretation function is a function mainly by information media, such as the news media, where they try to explain to us what is happening in the world. So, with current events, for example, with so many things happening in the world, how do they fit everything into a 30-minute news program? How do they fit everything into a 30-page newspaper? Choices have to be made, analysis has to be made, which is the most important, which is, what do audiences need to know about? All of this translates to specific media theories, which we will be studying during this semester. Instructive function is the education function of media. You have examples such as the History Channel, National Geographic, Discovery, that tells us about our past. So it's like it summarizes a textbook in a 30-minute or 1-hour program. We learn about significant events in Philippine history, in world history. We learn about the culture and arts through this instructive function of media. Bonding function, of course, it's an experiential matter. For example, when we watch Netflix together in the family, it's a way for bonding. When we exchange ideas that we've read or watched in the news, we've read in the newspapers, we share the book that we have just read with our siblings. This forms a bond. This helps us communicate better. Also, when we share information, let's say about the pandemic or something we've accessed through social media, or just communicating through Zoom, for example, is a way for us to bond, especially at a time when we cannot meet face to face. And finally, the diversion function. We use media to escape. Many times to escape our harsh realities. And that's why you have comedies, you have K-dramas, you have telenovelas, Philippine noontime shows, and what have you, to help us lighten the burden of the everyday struggle. It helps saves us from boredom sometimes, and many other diversionary functions. So as we said, the goal of this course is to understand the role of theory in communication and mass media studies, to familiarize and appreciate the various communication and media theories available for their use in future research, to have a working knowledge of how to apply these theories in understanding and analyzing communication and media situations, and to learn the basics of using communication and media theories for building a research framework.